What's up?
Good to
Just
see
just
you
chilling.
again.
Serpents. We have a special guest here, one that we've wanted on the podcast since day one. I think he was like
For a
on the
while.
original like three or four. So we have Kylo
Mm,
Marx here. Kylo, man,
Hello
what's up, dude?
there. How you guys doing?
good.
Doing good, man. I have to say, I don't know if you remember this, because there was other people involved, but I made a like a thank you video because you two, in general, really kickstarted my Battlefront streaming career. Um, I trickled into Serpent Stream first, and then I was like, man, there's got to be more people like Serpents out there. So then I checked out the Night Crew and I stumbled in yours. And then, like 10 minutes of watching, then I see Serpents posting in your chat. And I was like, oh, this is where the cool kids are.
Yeah.
And I just never left, man. So I appreciate you two guys for showing me the way. And here we are inside the Holocron episode 25. So
Oh yeah.
it
you,
gets
man.
crazy, man.
I
But
agree.
dude, yeah, just had to thank you, make it public that you two literally are the reason that I was a Battlefront 2 streamer and now just a content creator in general. So with that, man, how long have you been streaming for?
10 months for me. I'm sort of a pandemic streamer, I guess, if you want to call it that. And yeah, just started playing a bunch of video games and wanted to stream a little bit of Battlefront 2 because I actually thought I was okay at Starfighter Assault. And all this kind of happened. But thank you for the kind words, Warrior. I really appreciate it, man. And you two guys, along with the other Guardians, are honestly the reason why I keep streaming. It's fun, and it's really cool to hang out with other people like you guys in your streams and in my stream and in everyone else's stream. It's just the most supportive community, man. So thank you so much. Seriously.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the real deal because I work when you're streaming and you work when I'm streaming, and then you always pop in. Hey, I'm on break. Here's a sub, and you'll try to talk for the 10 minutes while you're scarfing down food, and I do the same. And I think that goes to show, like, we try to go above and beyond to help the other community members. And then whenever we made the Guardians, of course, you were also one of the first choices. And then a little mishap happened, and then we got you on the team nonetheless. And dude, I was so excited when I was making that video. I was like, dude, I cannot wait for this. Like, this is something I wanted like the entire time, man. And
I actually met Kylo before I started streaming. like I don't Kylo, I met you on Instagram. Like I think we followed each other on Instagram. I made my Instagram account like June 17th or June 18th, and that's when I started streaming. And then you also had an Instagram where you uploaded like clips, and I didn't know you streamed on Twitch. And then you said in your Instagram account you streamed on Twitch. I was like, oh, cool, a friend. And I was like, cool. I wouldn't say much in your streams. I would just watch your streams. I would be like, oh my gosh, those games are always like competitive. Like PS4 lobbies are insane. And then I started saying stuff in the chat. And then once we all got like really close, that's when I was like there like every single day. Like we really became cool.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I remember seeing your YouTube videos too before I even uploaded anything on YouTube.
Really?
And yeah, well, like I remember too, like your Instagram was way better, and I think it still is way better than mine because you have a lot of good stuff on YouTube and a lot of good stuff on Twitch. So yeah, that was really cool, man. We definitely knew each other before we even went into a chat.
I never would have expected. The cool thing is, it's like obviously we're all like fellow streamer friends, but like on a more personal note, we're close friends as well. That's the cool part, and that's when people ask about Guardians of the Order. It's not just 8 content creators.
It's awesome that like I love the content before I was ever really like your friends or something. So like you saying that, I found your Instagram and it was awesome, vice versa. And then I found your two streams and I'm like, man, this content is amazing. And then we became friends, and now we're taking a little bit from each other, expanding and becoming even better. And there's a few things too, like we have a secondary team, Vader's Fist, and now a third team that is going to be announced soon.
It's already announced.
But it's already announced. So the Domino Squad.
You're day late.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. We have 3 teams, but I see a lot of things like they're like, man, I'm starting out. I don't have the viewership. Don't have this, or don't feel like, whatever the case may be. But that was all 3 of us in June. Like literally, like I was already affiliate from a stint that I did in 2018. But the only reason I was affiliate is because I was going to school, and I made all my classmates follow, and I made like my closest friends bring up tablets and watch while I was like streaming in the dorm rooms. That's the only reason I'm an affiliate at that point. So coming into June, I still have less than affiliate numbers. It was just like me, a couple friends, 3 or 4 viewers. Then I stumbled into SERP stream, and I think you were at like 15 viewers at that time. So you're already expanding. And Kylo, you were like 25-ish or so. Wow. And I was like, dude, these dudes, they know what they're doing. Like, oh, they're big time streamers, right? And then we just became friends, and then we just started going from there. And the whole point of that is, though, we all start at 0. We all start there. And sometimes you get to 30, sometimes you go back down to 10, then you might go to 70, but it's all about the hard work, the community building, and just being friends with each other and want to see each other succeed. So, what made you pick Kylo Ren for your the first order as kind of like your community?
To be honest, I don't really know. Vader's my favorite character. And Kylo is one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite sequel character. But I guess in the game, in Battlefront 2, which was what I was playing a lot of, I mained Kylo Ren at the time. And, if we talk about Starfighter Assault, I loved Kylo's TIE Silencer. Like, that was the only ship I wanted to fly. So, yeah, I liked him as a character, and I knew I wanted Kylo as the first part of the name. And when I do the Kylo Ren cosplay, I have had people in real life say that I kind of look like Kylo Ren, but I don't see it. So it was kind of
a mini face reveal without actually seeing the face. You're a Ben Solo, right?
I would watch you play Starfighter Assault every single day, because like I was remember when Squadrons was coming out, I was like, okay, I gotta get good at Starfighter Assault. Like, let me watch Kylo for tips and tricks, and I'd be there like a little nerd. I'm like, hey Kylo, don't call me stupid, but like, what is like, how did you do this? And like, I was like studying, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a Starfighter Andy really soon. And yeah, you would. I remember when you started streaming, like, well, even now, of course, but you always like. What I really loved about your streams is that you always played different game modes. Like, you always played. You let the chat choose what you wanted to play. So you play some Starfighter Assault, you play some GA. And it was really cool to like, really, really see you switch everything up, and it was really fun.
Dude,
thanks, man.
Like I'm super competitive when it comes to certain games, like Halo. If we get on Halo. And we might not play like a serious playlist, but if we start losing, a little part of me is going to be like, all right, I'm going to reel it in here, and I'm going to start playing serious. When Kylo started playing Starfighter or Assault to get ready for Squadrons, I was like, man, he's got that itch too, because like I was taking Squadrons kind of like just under the radar, like I'll get on it and be good or whatever. But yeah, man, you were like doing practice runs and stuff, and I was like, maybe I should be doing practice runs too, but. It all worked out, man. I like the competitive aspect of your streams too. That's something that with when I play Battlefront, I take a back seat to. And I don't know why that is, because I've always been a competitive gamer, competing in tournaments and stuff. So hopefully that itch comes back when Halo Infinite comes out, because I'm really dying. Like that adrenaline rush when the last kill is on the line is something I look for in video games.
I agree.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen you play as Yoda and freaking Iden so many times, and I don't get how you say you're not competitive, because you're freaking good, man. And like, I don't know, it's awesome seeing you. And Iden, I think you're one of the best Idens too, man. And it's not even like just being competitive; it's just being smart. Like your secondary fires, bro. Like I always say this whenever I think of you too. There was a map I was watching you play. It was on Yavin 4. I was on a lunch break. I was like scarfing down a burrito real quick. And a dude like jumped up on, like the cliff side part of Yavin 4, and you like looked up, secondary fired above him, and then like it landed perfectly on his body as a kill shot.
I do remember that, because I remember you were in there and you were said that shot or something of that nature, and I was like, to me, like that was I just. It's almost all instinct, and I think that's because I played so much competitive Halo. Like I can just see those type of plays and then think it's almost like secondary nature to me. But then when I get a lightsaber hero, like I told you it was a couple of days ago, I was like, dude, I'm terrible with lightsaber heroes. Like my Yoda, I was getting pretty good with Yoda, but I kind of put him away when I switched over to PC because I wanted to get Kylo up there. And man, I'm dog water with Kylo, and I'm like, why can't I be good? But when you put a gun in my hand, a blaster, like those type of shooter games. I just feel like that's more of my element. But dude, I appreciate those words, and that I remember that was fun.
You don't
Man.
give yourself enough credit, man. You are one of the
No.
best items. You have a max item, and then on
Yeah,
PC
dude.
you have another level 600.
Oh,
You're 600 already? Wow.
Something like that.
well, on no, my Iden is 500. My Kylo's 750.
See this guy.
Dude, I think you've passed my PlayStation, Kylo.
Dude, I've gotten it into gear, man. I plan to max Kylo within 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna try whatever I can to get Iden to 1,000, but because I want to do a double max day, like I'm gonna get to 998 on Kylo and then stop playing him.
It's gonna be fun.
I don't know, that Iden's kind of out of reach. I think I was talking to some of the Revenites, and I just don't think it's doable. I mean, I would have to do 125 on the weekends and then 200 on the last triple XP day before May 4th, and that's a lot. I don't know if that's possible, but we'll see. I don't know. Everything's possible if you reach high enough. So we'll see what happens. Warrior wants that dark saber.
Nice.
We'll see. You played Overwatch though.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, with the competitive side, I know, I started in the pandemic, and honestly, it's not really like a competitive, like I want to beat you or I want to be better than you. It's just more like, dude, I literally haven't seen another human being besides my girlfriend in like 2 months. Like, I just want to hang out and play games with and against homies, and like preferably people who've played the game, just so we can get that like Battlefront 2 vibe, because the game was kind of dying at that point too. But yeah, it really helped me out, and just seeing other people and meeting other people like you too. And unfortunately, I didn't get to play with you guys until I switched over to PC. I played with Serpents on Squadrons a little bit, but yeah, it's more of that just human interaction that I was missing, and that turned into let's set up private lobbies and let's get some homies on both sides,
You do it you've been doing it every Friday as long as I can remember. You've done custom 44 Fridays, at least for like months now. And that's always been something special, events like that you could look forward to at the end of the week, just playing with like friends. And like, it's like, there's a lot of people that like play, when you play like a competitive game, there's a lot of people that are in clans and all this, fun stuff. But like in reality, like, you have your friends within the community, and you can set up games together, play against each other. And obviously there's no custom lobbies in Battlefront 2, but this is like the way of kind of doing it. And it's really, really amazing that you've been doing this for not only for yourself and the stream, but also for like everybody in the community to be a part of something special. And it's really nice. Yeah,
because those lobbies setting up, man, those can be stressful sometimes, man.
Yeah.
So, I'd rather solo queue and just whatever, man. It takes a lot of work, especially on the stream. Like, I don't like downtime, me personally, when I'm streaming. So getting people in and the origin problems and even on Xbox, man, like, Xbox lobbies are not the best either. And it's just frustrating that's the case for the game that we play. But you've been switching over to Overwatch, and I actually seen you Discord spoiler alerted me that you were playing Overwatch today as well. Are you enjoying Overwatch? Do you plan on maybe doing that 50-50? And is there a competitive aspect over there as well?
Yeah. Overwatch is a pretty competitive game. My girlfriend actually got me into it during the pandemic. And if anyone wants to add me, feel free to add me, because it has private lobbies set up, and it has matchmaking where you can get different ranks. And it's funny that you guys say like, and I do hope to build the community and like make friends playing the 4v4s and stuff. But I honestly started it out of spite for EA, because they didn't give us private lobbies. And I'm like, man, this is how hard it is to play against friends. This is something that's in almost every game out there. And there's no stat tracking. There's all these things missing. So I was hoping still that we were going to get an update, but
it is the weirdest thing, man. Halo 1, which came out in 2000, had custom lobbies.
Yeah.
2000. Like, I was 9 years old. So I don't get why the Battlefront 2 didn't have custom lobbies. And then coming from a Call of Duty, Halo type atmosphere and switching over to Battlefront 2, and I just hopped right into matchmaking. I never even thought that they didn't have custom games. It wasn't until my buddy got Battlefront 2, because he's seen I was playing it, and he's like, how do we make a custom game so we can just goof around? I was like, well, let's figure it out. And then I had to Google it, that there's not a custom lobby. It's quite, that's quite insane to me, because it doesn't really add, there's no taxing to the system to add a custom lobby. It's really simple to set up from what I've discovered. You got the maps already that you attach to like a host, and then you're good to go. So
I think they probably would have if they didn't cut support. I'm sure there's a lot of things they had in the files and ideas that they probably planned out. I mean, obviously we know there was released files that are actually mods. If you go on Nexus, there's actually mods that they had that were actually part of the game that they just didn't end up releasing, like Ahsoka's voice lines. There's like Ahsoka's voice lines with interactions with Grievous that you can find. And it is what it is, but like obviously this could be like a learning experience for a future Battlefront 3 or a future project where they could start off the game really, really great, get those custom lobbies. Because if for us as content creators and streamers, if there was custom lobbies, we'd be doing that all stream long. All we would be doing is custom lobbies.
The reason I'm excited for Halo Infinite is because of the custom lobbies. As long as I have 4 people, including me, we could do 2v2s, and then winner stays, and then I cycle in 2 new viewers, and then you could do tournaments. You could do 1v1 tournaments, 2v2 tournaments, 3v3, 4v4s. You could, when you have custom games, you can even make up fun little mini games inside of the custom game, whether like Halo has Indiana Jones where you just run around the map kind of like Fall Guys. Call of Duty has different variations of stuff like that too. And we would have found something. So and that's why the future is bright. Maybe with the community that we all have now, the Guardians of the Order community, if a game like that comes out that everyone enjoys, like the next big game that everybody has, whether they like it or not. Like I have Fortnite on my Xbox, I just never play it because at the time when it came out, it was everybody was talking about that. So maybe if a game like that comes out, then who knows what we can do with this community? Run tournaments and things. And so you said Overwatch has custom games like that?
Yeah, it has custom games, and it has what's it called? Rankings, I guess. So you have to play like 10 ranked matches, and then it'll set you like silver or gold or platinum or whatever. And you have to win games and perform well in those games, which is what I wish we had in Battlefront. Because that would be so cool if it was like, oh, this is the #1 ranked Vader in the world that I'm playing against. Oh my God, this is amazing. So I'm hoping the next Star Wars multiplayer game has elements of that. Or Battlefront 3, whatever you want to call it. But man.
The Master Chief Collection community isn't too big, and if it is, I'm just not in that community yet. I'm trying to post in the Guardians and stuff. I would like to set up custom games with eventual tournaments leading up to Infinite, but maybe that's something that, if you get in with a couple more people in Overwatch, maybe that's something that you could do. And I think that the viewers would like it. Even if they're not participating, to see viewers competing for maybe like a $25 prize, that'd be fun to watch. The competitive would start to come out of people, even if it's $25.
Like a rank system could be cool. Obviously, leave it separate from public, to not mix those two together. But like they added like kind of a rank system to squadrons. Now I heard like mixed things about it. I didn't really get so much into it, but they did add a rank system to squadrons and custom lobbies. So that would be really, really cool. And tournament they did do a while back. I don't know if you guys knew this. They did. I think this was in around April/May. They did a Hero Showdown tournament, like a global, worldwide Battlefront 2 tournament of Hero Showdown 1v1s. And like the winner, it was like a really big prize pool. Like I'm talking like really big prize pool. Yeah. And they did it, and that was like the last big Battlefront 2 event. It was like towards like the end of the last update. And it was really special. And there's so much potential in which we could possibly do for say a Battlefront 3, or not even Battlefront 3, but other games such as Overwatch and other games that do have that competitive feel to it, So that's really, really nice. I did have a question for you. Did you start playing? So I just want to, like, while we're on the Battlefront 2 topic, did you start playing Battlefront 2 before you started streaming, or did you start up around that time? And if so, when did you start?
I started at beta of Battlefront 2. So yeah, I've been playing since day one, and I had Battlefront 1 and I pre-ordered that. I'm kind of a Star Wars nerd, and that's I don't know, that's kind of my thing.
Right? Yeah. I'm kind of a Star Wars nerd too. Let me just hide my Grogu and my lightsaber behind me. Kind of. No, we know the truth, man. Like we can't hide those. I've tried it before, man. Like you could be talking, like Star Wars just comes up for me in like almost every conversation. I'll use references. Man, there is what was it yesterday, man? I just said a random Star Wars quote in like a really serious moment I had yesterday, and then I could tell like it wasn't like the conversation continued, but in my head, I'm like, I just used that Star Wars quote, and just like super excited that I did it, but no one else got it. But I know if I would have said it to you two, you both would have been like, hey, we see what you did there.
You would have responded
right.
Yeah, like if someone says hello there, like someone's like really normal, I'm like,
yeah,
I know what you're trying to do. Don't swindle me, General Kenobi. Like,
right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We can't get it. It's our identity. It's a part of us, and we'll take that with us. I hope to take it with me for the rest of my life. When the next 18 trilogies come out, I'll be taking my grandchildren to see Star Wars and probably having more fun than they will. Yeah, but that's cool that you've been playing since the beta. I actually didn't play the beta because I was probably just so far into another game, but I did play when it came out and was part of the a broken game. I was able to get my assault class because I was playing trooper modes at the time. I was able to get my main troopers well into the 50s, almost to 100, and then I was just like, man, I can't do it anymore. So I did quit the game the first year, and then we got that major update. And I came back and just loved it ever since.
Yeah.
Did you weather the storm?
I left a few times. I never uninstalled the game. But I didn't like the original HVV. Like the target system didn't work for me, where people just run away and hide in a freaking glitch, like on Yavin 4 on the little ladders, which they still haven't fixed, by the way. If anyone's fixing bugs at EA, you can check that out. But
yeah.
I left for a little bit, and I've played a bunch of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn, and I would come back, and I liked Modern Warfare when it first came out, and then I came back to Battlefront 2. It's something that's just like a ebb and flow. Like I would miss it and miss having a lightsaber or playing as Han Solo or whatever.
Dude, that's exactly what it is, man. I would which I was a kid, it doesn't make any sense now, but I was like, I want to be Maul. So it was Battlefront 2, and I'd play the custom lobby where you're playing against AIs, and I would set it to 300, I think is what it goes to. And at the time, I could get Maul to because you would start with Maul, you could pick, and I'd play Mustafar, and I could get to 220 kills out of the 300, and I was just running around just slaying AIs as a kid, just happy as can be. And I think that goes to what you were saying. We want to feel like we're a part of Star Wars, and I feel like that was Maul Unleashed back in the day.
The original Battlefront 2's content was phenomenal. The heroes that was included, the maps, the game modes. It would have been really nice to see, obviously I'm so happy with Battlefront 2, of course, but it would have been really cool to see if they incorporated some of those original Battlefront 2 concepts into the new. It would be really cool. But overall, we obviously hope for a Battlefront 3, and I think it's really fun the fact that now we can, when we do enter a Battlefront 3, when it does and / if it happens, it'll be fun to, unlike Battlefront 2, where we kind of all met each other just through just from dropping by each other's streams and you and I Instagram, it'll be nice to enter all that games together. Vader Smith, Guardians of the Order, and Domino Squad all together entering that. So it's really special, I think.
Yeah, the potential there is something I just want to see. On paper, it's looking really nice. I want to see it implemented into Battlefront 3 at full power, man. I feel like, we're operating at 20%, and Battlefront 3 would get us to 100. So
2.5 more weeks till May the 4th, and we can possibly find something out.
Which I had written down. Kylo, in the perfect world, obviously we get a Battlefront 3 announcement. I don't think we'll get a teaser or a trailer, but what else do you want to see on May 4th?
A Lego Star Wars Complete Saga trailer. Possibly whatever next movie series, because we know the shows.
Yeah.
And the shows look phenomenal, man. I'm so excited for honestly each and every one of them. And when they first had those announcements, I was like, dude, I think Kenobi is probably what I'm looking forward to most, but I can't pick. I want to see all of these right now.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to pick. Yeah.
It's
like one day you'll wake up and it's like, man, I can't wait for Kenobi just to get that more OT lore that we all want. And then I'll wake up the next day and I'll be like, wonder what Ahsoka's gonna do with Ezra, that. And then you're like, wonder what Thrawn's gonna look like in live action. There's so much good content coming out, man, and it's hard to pick one.
Yeah. I'm also hoping Lego Star Wars has a multiplayer. I know it's kind of a reach, but if it has multiplayer, even if it's just co-op multiplayer or PvP, that would be amazing. And hopefully even for Fallen Order 2, a lightsaber-based combat system. Respawn Entertainment is phenomenal. I hope they honestly take the reins for a completely multiplayer Star Wars games, similar to like Apex or Titanfall. But yeah, if we can get some sort of lightsaber duels that are PvP in Fallen Order 2 and a teaser for that would be pretty cool.
My dream that I never really, now that I think about it, I didn't really share it a whole lot yet, but one of my dreams would be like a strictly HVV game. Like, you know how they did with Squadrons? They basically copied and pasted Starfighter Assault and built it to its own game. Imagine they took different game modes throughout Battlefront 3, but throughout Battlefront 2, like they got a HVV and they just made it into its own separate game. You get different eras, prequel trilogy, original trilogy, sequel trilogy, Old Republic. I know Warrior smiled right there. Like you get all these different eras and you can like choose between your heroes from each era, doing all together, you know, like a for the Heroes Unleashed on May the 4th, you know, those type of events. Like, I don't know, like fun stuff like that. Like if they say they're going to double down on projects, I feel like that would just be like an ideal type of focused game. Like, I don't know, I thought that would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Like our imaginations could go on for hours, but you know, we'll see what we get.
Yeah, Kylo, I know you played and you're a big fan of the KOTOR series as well. With, you know, the Jedi Revan came out, and now they're doing the Jedi Revan and Bastila Funkos. You have to assume that something is in the works for Old Republic. And then I don't know if you tuned into some of the old past episodes. I'm actually against like a TV show for Revan or a movie. I kind of just want him to be someone that's always referenced to. I'd much rather have a Bane series, but since you've played the game and you kind of know what he brings to the table, and you know that there's many different choices. There's a Legends canon, and then there's your canon. Like I guess my question is, do you want to see Revan? How would he need to be portrayed? Or do you just want to see something like me, where I want Bane to just reference Revan? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally respect your opinion, and I get it. With Revan, he's such an iconic Star Wars character, especially if you've played KOTOR. And it's kind of like that mystery box situation where if you don't know what's inside the box, it's full of endless possibilities. But if you know this is the one and only backstory for one of the most cool Star Wars characters ever, you might be let down. So I totally get it. Personally, I want to see Old Republic as a trilogy. I think Keanu Reeves as Revan, I've seen all the fan edits and stuff, and like the John Wick with him with a lightsaber and everything. Like I kind of just want to see John Wick just
go to work, because that's pretty much what he is. Revan is the John Wick. He's just like Star Killer. He's made to be a video game character, and a video game character needs to be OP because the user wants to be the best. So that's what he is.
Everything.
Yeah, he has all the abilities that you can think of, if you can name it. Like there's very few things that Revan can't do. And then just like you said, there is a canon, Legends canon, where he's light side all the way through his redemption, and then he redeems himself, and then he goes off into the unknown regions. But then we could bring one of these viewers in here and they're like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, Revan is a Sith Lord, and that's all I know him as. And then so when they watch the TV show, if they go the canon route, the old canon route, they would be disappointed. And that's what I just don't want. I don't want any type of bad blood in the Revan. And we just had that a few days ago on Twitter. So to me, you do a Bane series, which is an established in books and writing. You do that series and you just refer to Revan. And I think that'd be so cool, where you just get little teasers like, oh, did he just say Revan? What's he going to say next? And you get to learn about him through that way, like through word of mouth, instead of like seeing him in live action. And that's coming from like one of the biggest Revan fans ever. It kills me to say that, but I think that's the only way.
It makes you more motivated. Someone like myself who hasn't really touched on that era so much, it makes you more motivated to even dive into it more. I always love that mysterious side of characters in Star Wars. Boba kind of had that mysterious figure to him, you know what I mean? The Knights of Ren was a great example. The Knights of Ren were kind of really a mystery. You don't really know who they are. Where did they get their name from? Where did they come from? But if you read the Rise of Kylo Ren comics, which Kylo, I know you just did a giveaway for the other day. If you actually read the comics, it kind of explains their backstory a little bit, how Kylo Ren kind of came into touch with them, how everything kind of worked out. And that's just stuff that just kind of motivates you to explore more lore, to explore more content outside of just the 9 films, and the 2 spinoffs, the books, the comics. And I trust me, people remind me every day to read the books, but the books, the comics, the spinoffs, anything. So I think that's really special. And Revan is someone like that. You trust me, are motivating me to learn more about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kylo, you even have a Ben Solo from the Knights of Ren comic book series. You got that mod, right? You commissioned a mod for that.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that
was
looks
inspired
really
by.
good.
Thank you so much, man. I was
It's
inspired
awesome.
by Chronic, and I didn't know it was a thing. And I talked to a few people, like, hey, like, can we just get Han Solo's outfit and make it black, and then throw it on Kylo Ren? It kind of looks like him in the comic book. But yeah, I saw Chronic's mod, and I was like, oh man, like, I need this. So I hit Chronic up and asked him if he was cool with it, and he's like, yeah, dude, go for it. They're super cool people. They're really good to work with, and C&D ModWorks, man, like they were
They're
really
amazing.
really fun to work with, and yeah, it was a great experience. And now whenever I run solo queues, it's just like I just want to play Kylo Ren and
I
Han
know.
Solo where I have
Right.
those mods. I thought about having, and we have a version. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would, but my logo, which is the aviator glasses on Kylo Ren with that outfit, and it was going to be something similar to Chronic's mod, but having aviators actually on a Star Wars character was a little bit goofy, so we just made it, and that'll be available for everyone who's on PC. C&D ModWorks, I think they're still testing it out and everything and adding some stuff, but both of those mods are going to be available for everyone pretty soon here.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome that they're available for everyone too. I've not read the Knights of Ren series, but I've read the Cliff Notes version on Wikipedia because I made a few YouTube videos on it, and it seems pretty cool, man. I dig it. I just don't with Ben Solo, like you can only go backwards now. Obviously, spoiler alert, right? You can only go backwards, and Adam Driver's not getting any younger, so that's why I wish they would have made more story. I guess we want that for every character, but the Knights of Ren in an animated series, just like the type of artwork that's in the comic book series, I think would be really well. And I think Adam Driver wouldn't be opposed to doing the voice lines for that.
Yeah, I think definitely an animated series for the First Order, the starts of that, the starts of the Knights of Ren and Kylo when he first joins them, taking off after the comic book's over. But one thing I've learned with Star Wars is that, like Luke said, no one's ever really gone. And if Maul can get chopped in half and come back and have one of the most cool storylines in Star Wars, I feel like if you just disappear as Ben Solo and the actor as an Adam Driver gets nominated for 2 Academy Awards and is having a great career and stuff, I'm pretty sure we're going to see more of him either on the younger side or maybe even on the older side too.
Yeah, if you can kill the Emperor like you killed the Emperor and then just bring him back there. I mean, there's always in Star Wars, there's always a way. And yeah, man, I would love to see what would happen to Ben Solo if he came back. And then, I'm of course in the vote. Like I want to see a Daisy Ridley TV show as well.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that he would play. It's all obviously rumors, but there is a rumor that he would, the actor from Stranger Things, that he would play as like a young Ben Solo. Like I don't know. There was just something that
he's
I heard.
Good too. He's good.
Yeah, like he could play. Like I could see it. I could see like like I don't know. Like just something that I saw. Like a lot of people were talking about. I don't know the actor's name, but a few people were talking
Finn
about that.
Something. Yeah.
Wolfhard something.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard
from Stranger Things. So that'd be kind of cool. Really a young Ben Solo. Like, have you seen the? Oh my gosh, have you guys seen the? It's like these animated little shorts. The animation is like really like off, but it's literally like a bobblehead, kind of like Ben Solo, and he was playing with Chewie. I don't know if have you seen those? He's like a little kid. It's like technically canon. Like it was on. They posted. They would Star Wars would upload them to their Instagram.
Oh yeah.
You see the little short stories, right? And like basically like him and Chewie are tugging at each other, and it's like all the little like cool backstory. So it'd be really cool to see like previous like more into depth of like obviously like maybe it ties into somehow to Grogu, who knows, pre-Force Awakens, but also my dream come true would be like post Rise of Skywalker content. That's like content that I would really love to touch on. Maybe incorporating something with the World Between Worlds.
So I've tuned in. I've been able to watch enough of your streams, Kylo. You want a Darth Grogu or a dark side Grogu, and so go. Well, let's hear it. I know I'm putting you on the spot, and I don't know if you thought about this much into it. Who saved Grogu from the temple? and how would Grogu eventually succumb to the dark side in a Kylo? If Disney hired you today, how would you do that?
All right. If Disney hired me today, I don't know who would save Grogu from the temple. I'm not 100% sure on that. I guess Mace Windu would be a good call because I think Mace Windu still survived the fall. I think, I guess if we're talking about KyloMarx fan theory, so Mace Windu survives the fall, he saves Grogu from the temple, and then Mace later dies at the hands of Boba Fett before the original trilogy starts, which makes Boba a little bit more of an interesting character. I do think that.
Wow, I really like that theory.
Oh, thanks. I think Grogu then, he goes to Luke's temple and he's learning there with Ben Solo, and I really feel we're going to see some of Ben and Grogu interacting with each other. I think Ben, when he falls to the dark side, or when Luke tries to murder him in his sleep, will have an opportunity, and he'll not want to take out Grogu, but he'll kind of be forced to. And I think Din Djarin is going to be in that picture, in that scene. This won't be at the temple, it's probably later. And I feel that Kylo will kill Din Djarin, and Din Djarin's last act will be saving Grogu's life.
Dude, I gotta cut you right there, man, because I had that same exact concept. My thing was that because I did read this part in the comments when I was doing my YouTube video. Like Ben, when the lightning hits the temple, he starts to panic. He doesn't want the Jedi inside to die, so he tries to re-enter the temple to save them, and then he gets blasted back and like almost unconscious, if I believe. And then he wakes up and the temple is destroyed. Then he thinks, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" And then Snoke is like, starts bringing him in, coursing him. But my thing was to tie everything together. That Grogu gets taken by Ben to Snoke, and then Din Djarin is like, "Man, how do I get him back? I know what Force users are capable of. I've seen them in action. I can't take them together. What do? I get Ahsoka to help me." And then Ahsoka, everyone hated this. Here we go. I'm about to get DMs. So I was like, you put Ahsoka versus Snoke, and Din Djarin can try to take out, or not, take out, keep Kylo Ren busy enough to get Grogu. And then you're right. Then this falls right into it. I said that Snoke would kill Ahsoka, and I got. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and get the DMs going. But that would make Snoke's character more established, because he's the most unestablished character in the entire saga. So you give him something. Everyone hates him already. Let's just make him the most hated character of all time, and have him kill Ahsoka, and then that would make Grogu. The one that started it all. So there's that distaste for Grogu, because it's like, man, if you didn't exist, then we would still have Din Djarin and Ahsoka, But dude, I like that, man. I'm right there with you, man.
That's good. I personally wouldn't kill Ahsoka. I think when Rebels did that, or I guess spoiler alert, when that happened in Rebels, they quickly recanted that, and I think we could see something. Yeah. But I think Grogu's going to turn to the dark side a little bit later after that. It could be something where he wants to take revenge on Kylo/Ben for killing his dad and Din Djarin or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of things, and he already kind of has force choked someone. Yeah. He's already been on the offensive against people using dark side powers.
Right. He's very protective. So if someone kills Din, wouldn't he in turn think, well, now you have to die, right? That's the trade-off. If you kill Din Djarin, well, the only repercussion of that is death, like for Grogu's standpoint.
Yeah. I believe that we see a lot of light side characters throughout, Jedis throughout the entire saga tap into their dark side. Luke tapped into his dark side. Even Ahsoka, even though it was a vision, she tapped into her dark side. Anakin, of course, that's a non-brainer. And Grogu, yeah, he already choked. He already force chokes like the troopers in the series.
So for me, it's 30. I always get the timeline confused. It's like 20, 30 years after, right? So The Force Awakens. So he would be 70-ish, correct? Or like maybe 60, 70. I wonder at what point he's like a functioning being of whatever he is that no one knows still. Like, is it 75 where he walks around and talks and can move on his own? Because right now he's still a baby. Like, you kind of have to take care of him. So like, would Ray and Ben be aged out before he could turn dark? And then, because I would want Ray and Ben to be pitted against Grogu in this theory scenario. And then, the light and the dark. So hopefully they're not, canceled out by age. And then, because if you have Grogu go against a light side character 50 years from Rise of Skywalker, are we invested enough to root for this light side hero? We have to root for the light side hero, I think, for his darkness to work.
Yeah.
So
all of us thinking that.
Yeah, man, we're all just like, this is amazing. But so with all that, man, you're excited for May 4th. I think we are too.
Yeah.
What's the next step for Kylo?
Honestly, man, I didn't know when I first started streaming and I first hit that live button what was going to happen, and I'm just so grateful for everything, for meeting you guys and the other Guardians and Vader's Fist and this entire community. So right now, man, I'm just enjoying hanging out with the community, like my friends that I've made on Twitch and through PC and PlayStation, and just playing games with them, whether that's Battlefront 2 or Lego Star Wars or Overwatch or Apex or Halo. Dude, and I was going to tell you earlier, please invite me to your Halo tournament, because I cut my teeth on Halo when I was in high school. I'm dating myself quite a bit, but yeah, we would set up custom matches. We would take 4 Xboxes and connect them with LAN cables and play in garages and stuff, man. Yeah, the glory days. That was amazing. So yeah, I'm really just looking forward to playing and hanging out with friends online. I have been very lucky. I think you guys know I play drums professionally, and I've been able to play drums now again. It was a little bit rough the past couple of weeks. I would work from like 7 until 1 and then race over to my gig and be there until like 6 or 7 at night, and then come home and sometimes stream after that. And it was tough, but like I want to make sure that I'm giving back to the community that has helped me reach here, So yeah, man, I definitely am gonna keep playing and keep hanging out and looking forward to the next phase. I think other games are definitely going to be a part of that, and I think Lego Star Wars is probably on top of that list for me, as well as Fallen Order 2. But Back 4 Blood, I used to play Left 4 Dead 2 all the time, man. And I think that got delayed until October, so that'll be
sadly
cool.
I've been
like most games got delayed.
Yeah,
like all these games are getting delayed, and I think it's because they're making them work from home.
Yeah,
and they just ran out of time to get things done from like whatever home station. I don't know how to build a video game. I don't know what type of rigs you need. I imagine they need like a certain technology to get things up and running, or a certain type of CPU hardware. So I imagine, things were just delayed. They couldn't get the right equipment. Hopefully these new dates are set in stone. I would be devastated if Halo got delayed again. It's already been delayed like 3 times now. It's supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Then it was supposed to come out in last October, and it didn't. Now it's November 15th. So it's like, how much longer can we wait for this game? How long is too long? But I get it. I don't want the cyberpunk.
I was going to say that. Kylo, you said that on Instagram, which you had a great point. You made an Instagram post saying that you're actually grateful that in a way it's delayed, so it doesn't have really a rough release. So there's not really anything, no bugs or anything, like kind of like a cyberpunk kind of release being rushed in a way. So in a way, it's kind of a good thing that they're waiting on it, because it shows that they actually care about the game,
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure when that time comes, it could be, my prediction is the fall, maybe late summer if we're lucky. But late summer, fall, I think that's when Lego Star Wars can come out, and it'll be great for all of us. I think it's going to be fun. Supposedly there's going to be a co-op mode as well, so you could play with a few people. I don't know how many people, maybe up to 1 or 2, but that could be really exciting as well. So
yeah, but back to the Back 4 Blood thing too, man. I was not banking on it, but I knew, because we did the squad stream and we did Left 4 Dead 2, and it was pretty fun. Like it was sweaty. Like we got super sweaty.
Nice.
So I was like, man, Back 4 Blood would be, a fresh, kind of like a fresh start. New people will come in. We could really expand on it, do squad streams with it. It'll, of course, hopefully have custom lobbies like we all want. And then when it got delayed, I wasn't really disappointed that I couldn't play it. I was disappointed because of what we could have did over the summer with the community, and now I think we're all scrambling. Like, what can we do for the Guardians, the your community, or our respective communities through the summer to keep things fresh until we get to these new games. But just know, guys, if you're watching out there, we're working hard behind the scenes to figure out the next step for everybody, and I'm excited, man. And the Guardians is the first step to that. I'm glad it's us three and the other members, and I'm looking forward to the future, man. And with Halo, and if we get back for Blood, dude, we could definitely, me and you, put our names on a tournament. I think that'd be the Warrior Nerd KyloMarx tournament for Halo Infinite. That'd be sick, man. I would do it.
In. Yeah, man, I'm in. Did you play Halo Serpents?
When I was younger, I never really invested so much in it. My high school, and listen, don't laugh. My high school game was GTA. That was my high school game. That was like
GTA 5?
GTA Online, GTA 5 online.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I played Halo like when I was a lot younger. I would say like 11, 12 maybe, for like a little bit here and there. But now that I'm friends and co-host with this guy, I'm going to be playing a lot more for sure.
It's like, to me, which other people say, that it's other games, but Halo honestly started, I know there's multiplayer games before it, but Halo, man, without it being as successful as it was, the state of multiplayer games might not be what it is today. Like, there was a time where if you ask certain people, like, it was, I'm going home to play Halo. Now it's, I'm going to go home and play Warzone. Call of Duty kind of took over. But the first Call of Duty just didn't compete with Halo. It just didn't. There was like, it was like no contest. Like, if you played Call of Duty, you were like an outcast to a lot of people back in the day.
Yeah.
Halo just had it, man. And I don't know where we lost it. The community is a tough community to be in, but if you establish yourself in the community, then you have respect, and you normally don't lose that respect. I don't know where we went wrong because I was a part of it, but I hope that Infinite brings us back to the top. I don't know if we can compete with Warzone. Rumor is the reason it was delayed a year was to put a Battle Royale mode in it. I don't know how I feel about that, but I can adapt, to me, Halo's Halo. If you give me the battle rifle and the same type of mechanics, it's Halo. So I would imagine, without being too cocky, that I should be pretty good at the battle royale based on map movement. So we'll see. I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, man. I think one of my favorite things about Halo was the balance of it. It always was just a very balanced game, and it really did lay the groundwork for everything. I stopped playing when I switched over to PlayStation. I think I had an Xbox 360, and that was the last Xbox that I had. And it was a bummer. Like, I missed playing Halo, and I didn't play, what was it, Halo 5? And I think Reach was the last one I did. But yeah, it's really just one of the best, if not the best, most balanced multiplayer game that you will find. And great storylines too, man. Like, it was awesome. It was really fun. So I'll be definitely back on the Halo team with Halo Infinite, and I'm downloading was it Master Chief Collection or Edition? Yeah. So I'll be streaming that pretty soon. So if anyone wants to play, including you, Warrior or Serpents, that has private lobbies and stuff. So we can.
My schedule is, I mean, my days rotate. Right now I'm on Tuesday, Wednesday. And then I go to Friday, Saturday here in the next couple of weeks. But man, if you ever play it, if I see you on, man, and I'm home, I'm gonna hop in there, and yeah, dude, I'd love to do that. And I think that's good for everything the community setting up for Infinite, and just community building too. I think competitive can build camaraderie within the community too.
Yeah,
it really can.
I believe like Halo was always something that, like, I mean, I also played a lot of NBA 2K games. Those were like my games. Well, but I think with Halo, like whenever said someone, oh, Xbox or PS4, if someone said Xbox, it was because of Halo. A lot of people were going to use that as their point to say Xbox is better than PS4. And that was always something to look forward to. And I know, Warrior, you were telling me how excited you were for this game as well. And the fact that it's delayed was like kind of bummy. It's kind of sucky in a little bit, but I definitely really want to join you guys. That would be so much fun. And custom lobbies, that would be really great. We can do like some Guardians, Vader's Fist again.
Dude, and then there's so, I mean, we could do a whole podcast on Halo, but there's just like little things, man. Like there's Yeah, I mean, I know it's just corny, but there's clan tags. Like we could put Goto in our names without changing our gamer tags. Little stuff
Yeah.
like that, man.
Yeah.
Ranks. We can change our colors to gold and black on there. Um,
I want to get into it.
it's just little things like that. Cosmetics, the community, the community games that we could do, and that's just like on Halo. If every game had this, then we could do it on other games. But Halo's just the front runner on it.
Yeah.
But it's exciting times, man. Kylo, is there anything that you wanted to address on the podcast, or any questions that you wanted answered that you want to bring to the table?
Yeah, I do want to thank you guys for multiple things. I'm honored and humbled every single time I stream and I see that Guardians of the Order down there. It's the coolest feeling, man. So thank you so much for inviting me and helping me be a part of this community, and for all the work that you do with your communities as well, the Jedi Temple and the Revenites, man. Like, you guys are at the forefront of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and now I'm really excited for whatever games you have. So thank you for also changing the day, and apologies to everyone. Like, I'm gigging tomorrow night, and then I have a stream with my girlfriend. We're playing Mario Kart. So if anyone has a Switch, stop by and we'll do some Mario Kart. Yeah. Do you have a Switch?
I don't. I just wanted to watch. But I do want to get a Switch. I want to play Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. That's gonna be awesome. Jeez Louise, that's gonna be so cool.
I have one just recently, man, and I just have Mario Kart right now and Mario Party, but I want to get the Zelda games, and then of course, the new Star Wars game when it comes out.
Hunters will be out on Switch. And also, well, yeah, okay. So Hunters, there's that little pinball, that Star Wars pinball game that's supposedly coming out as well. And then obviously Lego Star Wars will be more towards fall. So there's a few games coming out as well. I know I need to buy one. Animal Crossing looks so much fun. I know, Kylo, I think you said you played Animal Crossing with your girlfriend before. You mentioned that before, I believe.
Yeah, she plays a lot of Animal Crossing. That's like her game. She's really, it's not a game you're like good at, I guess, because you just like build stuff, and she's really good at it, though. She knows how to build stuff and design her own house wallpaper and everything. So I pretty much just stand there and check mail and then pick up wood and little things that fall from trees and stuff.
The mundane task while she has fun. Like, I guess I'll get the wood and the campfire started.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
I do have a question for you guys too, if you don't mind me asking.
For sure. Go for it.
So I mean, I've been playing Star Wars games since I was a kid, and I was just curious, your favorite Star Wars games, and really anything could be involved. I guess I love KOTOR 1, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which was on the Nintendo 64, and honestly, Battlefront 2, even with all its flaws, man. Like, the 2017 Battlefront 2 is the game that I probably played the most of. So, yeah. What about you guys?
For me, Battlefront 2017 Battlefront 2 is the most game I've ever played by far. So and it's changed my life in a lot of ways. Obviously in terms of starting to stream and being the community and everybody and all fellow streamer friends and the Guardians, Invaders Fist, everything. But if I'm leaving outside of Battlefront 2017, Battlefront 2 would definitely be the Revenge of the Sith game growing up. I got it on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. The Revenge of the Sith game was so much fun because I always enjoyed, you kind of like not created your own story, but like were able to change certain situations. That was always like hilarious to me. Like, you could literally control Anakin, Obi-Wan on the high ground, and Anakin doing a flip over him and killing Obi-Wan. Like, it was ridiculous stuff like that. And it goes into detail, like more Order 66 with like the library and stuff. And I don't know, I always liked the Revenge of the Sith game. That was like my childhood game for sure.
Nice.
Without going into the obvious, Battlefront 2 is still a game that I love today, man. I still enjoy streaming it. But as a streamer, we talked about it at the beginning of the podcast, but KOTOR is easily my number one all-time game, like above everything, above Halo, above Pokemon games back on the Game Boy. It's KOTOR, man. I spent most of my extra hours of childhood exploring every single inch of that game without a walkthrough, without Google. I figured out how to do every single thing in that game based upon just doing. Played multiple routes. I kind of know every single possibility in that game, man, and I love it. But Rogue Squadron, like you said, was fun on the 64. My personal favorite, though, was Shadows of the Empire. Dash Rendar is a main character. I mean, when you have a game where the main villains or the main bosses in the game is IG 88, Boba Fett, and Prince Caesar, like those, and then you have to save Luke. what other game can you save Luke Skywalker, you know, from a swoop gang attack? So I mean, it's super fun, dude. I loved it. I wish if we had a remake, I would pick Shadows of the Empire. The story, the novelization of that game is amazing too. I don't know if you read that. It's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
One game I forgot to mention, Jedi Fallen Order. I really enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, dude,
nice.
it's
excited for the sequel.
With Fallen Order, dude. There's so much hidden lore there. You know, the Zepho and all those things, man. I can't wait to get more into that, dude. I explained it. What podcast was it? We just recently did it, or no? It was on yours. It was on your birthday stream. One of the questions was, if you were in the Star Wars galaxy, what would you do? And my answer was, be like a Revan type character and explore an ancient temple. We pretty much got that in Fallen Order, right? Yeah. That's the closest thing I can get to it right now.
You can use the Revan mod,
right? You can use the Revan mod,
and you can explore.
But I would love to get more of the temple exploring, kind of like the those type of games in the Fallen Order 2. You know, those type of levels. I love doing that. The Elam mission was my favorite.
I love Fallen Order, 10 out of 10 for me. The only thing that I didn't like, and it's not even a bad thing, it's because I want more. It's literally I wasn't able to explore enough. I wanted to, like, if it were up to me, I would have go all around Dathomir, but obviously because of the storyline, you only go to certain places. But for me, I just wanted to explore more. Like, oh my gosh, like imagine. And I feel like we'll get more of that within the open world game that Ubisoft is working on, and that'll be our chance to do so. But like when I was on Dathomir, I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to see where like the Night Sisters and Grievous and all that, all the duels occurred, you know, where Mother Tal's, I just wanted to see all that kind of stuff, but obviously you couldn't, you were very limited. But it was an amazing storyline, and I think the sequel to it will be amazing. I feel like they weren't even planning to make a sequel originally, but the fact that it did so well, it's phenomenal now that they're going to do another part to this. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, man.
And yourself?
Yeah, yours. What going more in depth with your picks?
With me, I mean, this is kind of embarrassing, but I had a girlfriend break up with me over KOTOR in high school.
That's probably the best breakup story I've ever heard, man. Like, good. Like,
I was a kid, man. And like, I played that game a lot, and she would like text me and it's like, hey, do you want to go out? And like, yeah, sure. And then like 3 hours later, I would send a text back like, oh, sorry, I was playing this video game. It's really cool. She's like, oh, okay, that's great. So anyway, yeah, that game was pretty amazing, and it wasn't meant to be. I found Miss Marks anyway.
She wasn't.
I'm really happy.
No.
Dude, that is. Yeah. You did serve her
Bastila. Grind. She's not the one.
Yeah.
So, Kylo, we'll talk about that in a few minutes after the podcast. Just remind me about the KOTOR thing that I need to tell you about. I think you really dig it, but you need a stream, right? Your stream's supposed to start right now, correct?
It's okay. I can go and start it pretty soon here.
Yeah, I don't have any really more questions unless there's anything that we need to address. Serby, you got anything?
My only thing is, what's your live tonight, and what's your schedule for this week? Do you have anything exciting coming up? And
yeah, thank you. I am going live right after this. I'm just going to pour myself some coffee, and then we'll be playing some Battlefront 2 and possibly Overwatch afterwards. Depends on how many people show up for the 4. So if you're on PlayStation or on PC, 4v4 Fridays are a staple on the KyloMarx channel. So feel free to join up there. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be playing Mario Kart with Miss Marks on the Switch. And we'll be doing a special giveaway tomorrow night as well. So that would be really cool. And again, thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate both of you so much. Thank you. It was long overdue.
I wanted to have you on here for ages, so I'm so excited that we can make this happen.
Yeah, man. Me too, man. What I said at the beginning, like you two, like it's not even a BS, like it's you two that got me moving in the Star Wars Battlefront community. So I greatly appreciate you guys, man. Like you were literally on. If we had like an actual paper list, you were on that list for our initial guests for ITH, and I'm glad we finally got you on. This won't be the last time. We obviously have 100 more things to talk about, but we only have, these are only hour-long episodes, so which makes for good part 2s and part 3s, and then hopefully if we get to episode 1000 and multiple times. So
for sure, man.
we will we will trickle into your stream right after this podcast, man. Service, you got anything else?
That's it for me. I'm good.
No, you're live again. Are you tomorrow or is it Sunday?
I will be live on Sunday. We'll be playing Sea of... You're going to be joining me.
Me. Yeah.
We'll be live on Sunday playing Sea of Thieves with Warrior, Boba, and Greg. I'm actually going to play some Sea of Thieves with Greg tonight as well right now. And I'm going to try to also join the 4v4, so I'm going to try to go everywhere tonight. And we'll be giving out a copy of Sea of Thieves on Sunday as well, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Nice.
And we'll have all the new emotes and the new Vader's Fist logo. So exciting. It just arrived today. It looks really cool.
Y'all hear that, Vader's Fist? The logo is done. It's ready.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'll be, of course, I'll be on Serpent Stream this Sunday, and then my next stream is Monday at Game TBA, but I think it's going to be Sea of Thieves or Halo. But we'll see. We'll see how. I'm sure Sunday will make me want to play Sea of Thieves more, so it'll probably be Sea of Thieves on Monday.
Perfect.
Other than that, guys,
Kylo, thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, chat, too. I'm sorry for not responding to everything there, but great to see you all in chat.
It gets tough within the podcast vibes, but yeah, we love y'all. Peace.